everybody, and welcome to Joker's Wild Side Corner. I am Lobo,
I'm Jax.
and sorry for the delay. We had a little things to take care of, but we're here. Let's get right into it because we have a lot of news. First, we want to give an update on the current game, Philly, Tampa Bay. The score is 9-16. It's a lot closer than it should be, to be honest with you.
We're almost done with the second quarter here. So it's 3 minutes left in the second, and it's 16-9. The only scores Philly has gotten is in the second quarter and mostly most recently.
Yes, just a few minutes ago, they scored a touchdown but missed the 2-point conversion. They failed on that conversion. But yeah, the thing with that game is they have quite a bit of injuries, as the Eagles have the safety Sidney Brown out with ACL, wide receiver AJ Brown, which is probably why the Eagles have been suffering a little bit offensively, because you said he threw a pick or 2 picks already.
I haven't been looking at the specifications of how the game has been going, but I have seen it turned over maybe twice. It was within the first 4 minutes of the start of the game.
Yeah, it's oh no interceptions, but definitely not looking good for the Eagles. Um, excuse me, but they did score, so they're keeping it close regardless. They also have safety Reed Blankenship out with the groin. He was questionable. And quarterback Jalen Hurts does have a middle finger hurt in his throwing hand. So that's going to cause some problems. But also Bucks have some injuries. Do you want to go over those that you found?
Yeah. So we have safety Josh Hayes. And it's his knee. We'll have to look more into what specifically about his knee. And then we have linebacker Britt. Who's Britt?
KJ Britt.
KJ Britt.
KJ
Okay.
Britt. He is questionable with the calf.
Okay. And then their quarterback Baker Mayfield. Ankle and ribs.
Yeah, so
that's pretty rough for him to have.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're still playing very well. Buccaneers are driving as we speak on Eagles territory already. But yeah, it looks like both teams have a lot of injuries. So this is really might be a war of attrition. See who would hold on to their lives.
Oh yeah.
We're not changing our picks from Friday. We made them then.
Yeah.
We're sticking to them. I had the Eagles being the Bucks, if I remember correctly.
And I also followed suit. Like the Packers, I didn't expect them to do so well.
We'll go in. Speaking of that, let's jump into it then. Let's review the games from this weekend and from earlier today. Let's start off, since you said the Packers, it was a Sunday game. What the hell happened, man? We did not see this coming.
All right, so I had the Cowboys picked to win, but I did not completely count out the Packers, and you can roll back and check that I did not completely count out the Packers. But I fully expected the Cowboys to win in the end. So I'm a little surprised at that. But I can't say that I'm completely surprised, because in the back of my mind, I was like, the Packers could beat the Cowboys. And the Cowboys just choked so freaking hard.
Yeah, as usual. That was what I was afraid of, that the Cowboys were going to cowboy things up and choke like they do, like they have in the last 20 years. They choked so bad. I mean, the final score was 48-32, which was not indicative of the whole game. Really, they only started scoring or catching up when Green Bay started to bench their players because they had it in hand. I mean, that is terrible.
So it was for the Cowboys, it was 0 in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter, 9 in the third, and 16 in the fourth. And the Packers, they look almost flipped to that 7-20, 14-7.
Yeah, so
they scored every quarter.
Yeah, so the Packers were winning 27-7 at halftime. What?
And it was right at the end of halftime
that they
when
score.
It was 20-0. Cowboys finally scored, and then Packers are just like, you're doing fucking what?
We
And then they scored again.
yeah, man. It was just wild to see what happened. Um, they got beat so bad that it looks like their head coach, can't remember his name right now, but he is possibly gone, as they were thinking of they were talking all year that he will be judged on this final game, and this final game was horrendous.
McCarthy.
McCarthy, yeah. So right now with Bill Belichick available to be hired as a head coach, with all these other head coaches being out there,
So many head coaches.
yes, it is ridiculous. But he looks like he might be out the door. And speaking of Green Bay, then Jordan Love, their new quarterback, definitely looks like it's continuing a trend that Green Bay has had of picking quarterbacks after a legend career quarterback.
Creating monsters.
Pretty
man.
much, and then just filling in those shoes. That's what it looks like is going to happen.
What are the Packers putting in their rookies' water, man?
Some juice, brother. Some steroids. Nah, I'm just playing. I don't, I don't know that for sure.
You're making me cough now. Fuck off.
The other game that actually most of the games this weekend was a blowout, but the Texans beat the Browns surprisingly to 45-14. I thought the Browns defense was going to do a much better job here.
Definitely thought it was going to be a lot closer.
100%. It's just they seem like they didn't show up, but this also has been a trend for the Browns during the season. They have great defense at home and just medium defense outside at visiting. So, but with those two teams being talked about, the Texans and the Packers, both those first-time playoff quarterbacks have identical numbers. Like literally, the difference between both of them were 2 yards. Everything else, attempts, completions, percentage, and quarterback rating, all the same.
See,
it is
now
wild.
some people will sit here and argue and say, see, isn't it all scripted? And maybe the script got thrown off into the hands. But do you actually okay, let's get into a little bit of the weeds for just a second, all right? Do you think NFL is scripted? I have 2 potential responses for this. And I'll let you go first.
Me no. But the reason that it is wild to be able to control that many people and nothing to come out. That's one. 2, that let's say the refs do help out a little bit. They could only help out so much before it's like, okay, like there's some fouls that are like, okay, that wasn't a bad call, but then there's some egregious calls.
Mm-hmm.
They have not had like too many egregious calls, so that's where I doubt it.
All right.
But they do. I think they do plan ahead to project who they think will be the better teams.
All right. I have 2 major I have a few attacks and a few defenses here. So my attacks for that it's scripted is look at how Miami Dolphins were so close to beating the record, right? Of beating the all-time touchdown record, whatever, 72 points or whatever it was. Well, they had several opportunities that they just can never get through. Was it pulled? Was it whatever the situation may be? And my second thing would be is they say, okay, play how you want to, but just know that you're going to have to start pulling punches and whatnot in the end. Now, my defense for it is, which I don't even 100% remember now. Darn.
Brain fart.
Yeah, brain fart.
Anyways.
Either way, I don't see it being able to be scripted because there's just so much randomness that could happen.
Exactly.
And there's just a lot of entities to it. Okay, actually no, it's all coming back. The only way that I would figure that it is not scripted is you don't have NFL players, major NFL players coming out and saying, yeah, they told me to lose.
Yeah, no.
There's always the thoughts of like, oh, this person got paid off. Refs, they get paid off for making specific types of calls. Players might be playing in a certain way. Like there was and the baseball one, NBL, where they were talking about specific players got paid off on a team.
Oh, that was the White Sox back in the
like 70s or some shit.
No, it was in the early 1900s. That was a long ass time ago.
Yeah, but like completely implausible, improbable. People are going to find out. There would be rumors or something.
Mhm.
If something's fake, people are going to let everybody else know that it's fake. And yeah.
But yeah, I don't think so. But
I just wanted to get into it. It's something that I've heard for the last 2 weeks by several people, and it was just getting under my skin. And I had to just like try and address and see if anything would come to the surface of like, how is it scripted?
Yeah, they're full of it. Even in the Pat McAfee show, and even other shows, they talk about in other shows about how that the script says they're gonna win in a joking manner. No, man, that is BS. Anybody that thinks otherwise, they're full of it. I think, but then again, they might have it pulled over our heads, right?
Yeah, no, it could be so deep that we can't even understand how deep the pool goes. Anyway.
Yeah. Talking about that, let's move on to the where were we? You definitely threw the shit off.
We still need to talk about the Lions.
Yeah, before we get there, the Chiefs beat the Dolphins pretty handily too. I don't know what was up with this weekend's games where they just beat the snot out of one team to the other. The Chiefs looked like the Chiefs of last year and the years before, just dominating. And also the Dolphins had to play in negative weather. Of course, they're from Miami. They're used to the heat, so they did not show up. They could not get anything going all day. And definitely, Chiefs looked like the Super Bowl champion Chiefs. And then the Lions, yes. I don't know if you chose them, but I definitely chose them.
I had the Lions. I didn't. Okay, so we did go into the big argument of it's going to be a close freaking game.
Yes.
And damn, it was a close freaking game.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, it was a 1-point game, and through the whole game, it was tight. Like it was not like obviously someone was winning on the board, but it was very tight where it could flip any second. So.
Oh yeah,
it was a good game to finish off the Sunday night slate. I don't know. I'm just happy the Lions won. They kind of deserve it. They've struggled. Their last playoff win, 1991 or 94. So it's been a long time.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've been alive shorter than they've.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in my lifetime, I've never seen the Lions in a playoff game.
You're not the only one. A lot of people. Now let's go on to the game that happened earlier today that I know you're happy about.
Oh, buddy, I'm happy.
Yeah, the Bills beat the Steelers pretty handily, by the way.
Yeah, like almost double.
Yeah.
So the Bills kind of ran away with it at the start, and they just kept the lead up, 14-point difference all the way up until well, no, they just stayed 14 points if you're looking at just the whatever, the quarter by quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Bills started off with 14, and then it gets a little messy.
Yeah.
They stayed pretty far ahead. When I got here, they
were about to close out the game with like 4 minutes left.
It was a 7-point difference.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Well, for me, it was just with their quarterback, Mason Rudolph. I did not trust the Steelers at all to win. And then with the storm that had happened in Buffalo, I mean, Pittsburgh is still pretty up there and it gets snow. This is Buffalo's weather. They were at home. Yeah, they got the win handily.
I even said it. I was talking to, I don't know if you know him specifically, Mikey.
Yes.
he was saying that the snow was possibly so bad that they might have to move it again.
They were thinking about it.
And I said, if they move it, there goes like Bill's advantage.
Yeah, definitely. As it was, home advantage is a lot of people would think it's nothing. No, it's a lot.
Especially when you have weather like that.
Yeah, but they pulled out the win madly, handily. They looked like the Bills, from the beginning of the year, when they were mollywopping people.
We were
It's
going into
halftime.
halftime at 16-9 Tampa
Yeah.
Bay.
Yeah, Eagles were trying to get down and score, but they ran out of time.
Yeah, couldn't move.
Exactly.
They got down at the 35-yard line and
Cut it out.
couldn't
Yeah.
move it.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, I have the Eagles here. I think you do as well, correct?
Yeah, I had the Eagles.
Okay. Cool. So hopefully they pull it off here. Moving on quickly into what's scheduled so far for next week's divisional playoff round. On Saturday, we have the Texans versus the Ravens at Baltimore. That should be very interesting. I think they played early in the year and the Ravens just beat the crap out of them. We got the Packers at 49ers on Saturday night.
It's talking about home field advantage. The Packers are going to be sweating their asses off as they're dealing with 80-degree weather.
Yes, not to mention, well, I don't know. The Packers played really well against the Cowboys. I don't know. This is the playoffs. It's a totally different game now.
Oh yeah, no, it's where you actually the regular season's where you try to get to the playoffs. The playoffs are where you play.
It's the dance.
Yeah,
it's the dance. And then on Sunday we have the Lions. They're gonna go against the Eagles or the Bucks. If the Eagles win, I think it'll be in Detroit. If the Buccaneers win, no, they have a better. It's gonna be in Detroit regardless, because they have a better record and they, as far as I'm correct, they're divisional champions. They'll go over the Eagles. And then on the AFC side for Sunday night is Kansas City and Bills. Rematch from the last 2 years.
Yeah, it'll be in Detroit.
Yep, there we go. So with Kansas City and Bills, the last 2 years, the Bills have lost to Kansas City in the playoffs, eliminating them from Super Bowl contention. So will this be their year? I am hoping it is. And I know you are as well.
We'll see.
Uh-huh.
I'm hoping, but I don't know how well the Bills can get past the Ravens.
Yeah, we will see. We will have the picks for this game actually on Friday, since there's no Thursday games. We will do that then. Well, yeah, all we're waiting on is for the Sunday game for this result to see who will face the Lions in Detroit. Hopefully it's the Eagles. I want the Eagles. Moving on to NBA. So although there's still quite a bit of season left, this has me worried a little bit. The season goes on till April 14th.
Mm-hmm.
And even though they won the inaugural during season tournament, the Lakers have fallen to 19-21 after being in the middle of the playoff hunt, and now they're completely out of the playoffs. What I was reading is that their offense is not meshing. I don't know what's going on, what happened, but they are falling flat on their face. It is a little concerning, especially because they won the tournament and it looked like, okay, here we go, another playoff run.
Lakers are going to go and kill it.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like, but it is not happening right now. Also, some basketball news, not necessarily NBA. Icecube was nominated for the Hall of Fame and was given the first ever Icecube Impact Award. This is just not the NBA Hall of Fame, just the regular basketball Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And also today in the Pat McAfee show, he was being interviewed by them.
Oh, nice.
And he mentioned, yeah, it was pretty cool. He mentioned that they asked him about the tournament that I just talked about, during season tournament. He said that the title is it was confusing, that why they had it. Also mentioned that it was like only a certification, not a real title, not a real banner. And I was laughing because I kind of agree. It's kind of does it really matter?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll make it matter in the future, but right now it's not one of those things you want to, you know, boost about, I guess. Um, but yeah, he just thought it was kind of technically a paperweight. Yeah,
It happens.
yeah, a lot. It's kind of like a participation award for me, to be honest with you.
Hey, my generation needs those. If
Yeah,
I, where's my trophy? I've shown up here a few times.
I'm gonna turn it off and slap you.
Go to Be Right Back. Let's find out what happens next.
I'm gonna chop you in the chest.
Oh, please.
Anyways, uh, next we got some NHL news. The defending Stanley Cup champions, Las Vegas Golden Knights, and their captain will be out indefinitely with undisclosed injuries. Apparently, he hurt himself again. He did have some spinal fusion on his neck done a few years ago.
Fun.
So it might be dealing with that. And it was also experimental, too. It was a brand new treatment. But yeah, Jack Eichel will be out indefinitely going forward. And that's a little concerning because they also have been been on a little downslope as they've dropped the last 7 of 10 games, which those could catch up real quick on you.
Lower body injury
Okay.
is what it is saying on Las Vegas Review Journal.
Okay. Cool. It is not his neck, but it could be a cause, like it could be causing it though. That's the problem with that one.
And then YouTube specifies on Hockey Sense lower back or lower body.
Gotcha.
And then club points still undisclosed. I would not necessarily trust that it is his lower body right now.
Especially with the neck.
Yeah.
The neck could be causing the lower body problems.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't rule anything out right now.
Mm-hmm.
I see more undisclosed news than I do see lower back. So
yeah, it's just it doesn't seem very good news for the Golden Knights, and specifically for Jack Eichel, because he's had, like I said, he has that neck problem already, where he had that surgery. It's never fun. I have a neck fracture, so I know how that feels. Numbing, shooting pains through your whole body. Excuse me. But with that, we're not doing the bottom 6 and top 6 anymore as the season's over. We are gonna look to get some other little segments pretty much to throw in here for now. But regardless, let's move on into some pro wrestling. There is a lot of wrestling news. I'm going to start off real quick with a very positive news that doesn't usually come from this person. WWE legend and Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan helped rescue a woman from her turnover car over the weekend on Florida.
Yeah, I saw you send that to me.
Yeah, I mean, it is nice that he's still a good person. There's still a good person because
it's nice to so for me, I enjoy seeing celebrities and whatnot. How I view majority of celebrities is they do everything for notoriety. You're always seeing this information about how this person donated to this. Why does anybody have to know? If you're a good person, you should be able to donate it, and you don't have to publicize it. I don't have to talk about the $500,000 that I donated to whatever cause. Not that I, have any form or capacity to do something like that.
Yeah,
not saying that I wouldn't if I did have the capacity.
Agreed.
But
it seems like everything is a publicity stunt pretty much.
Exactly. Well, and I just don't trust. But, him just coming out, we could have never known this was happening.
No, someone caught it on camera, and that's how they found out.
Yeah. It's not like, hey, somebody go and turn over your vehicle so we can have Hulk Hogan. No, that's too far.
Yeah. No, and he it looked like he was just a good Samaritan.
Yeah.
So he helped out that. Props to him, and I'm glad the woman's fine. A little bit also more good news from this weekend. We have an update on Carmelo Hayes' and Austin Theory's injuries that happened on SmackDown that we talked about.
The double collision.
Yeah. So it was told that they have face contusions, but Austin Theory during the match was said to be more worse for wear.
Okay.
That took the brunt of the impact, and he is allegedly in the medical protocol, maybe for concussion,
Gotcha.
for other injuries. They're checking him out before they clear him out to go back in the ring. So, hope he gets better. It sucks because they were finally putting him on TV again, but I'm glad nothing worse happened than what actually did.
Man, how crazy to have Theory come back and just get smacked out, man.
By himself, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, really.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go into TNA Hard to Kill pay-per-view that happened this weekend. The first ever event with Impact switching back to TNA wrestling. So we've been waiting for this since they announced it a few weeks ago or a month ago, something like that. We're gonna go over the card real quick. Nothing too crazy today.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna start off with Jordan Grace is the new TNA Knockouts World Champion. I'll jump back on that. I forgot I wrote that. The camera's in the way, so
yeah.
so I couldn't see the arrow. So she's been a TNA Knockout Champion before. She is yoked, and she's a very good wrestler. And obviously, we saw the matches real quick as we were getting ready for this. She definitely,
Pretty hectic, man.
yes, I mean all the women in TNA go hard, and that's something AEW and WWE can learn about. Next, we had Moose defeat Alex Shelley for the TNA World Title. This was a great match. I don't know if it'll be Match of the Year contender, but it was very good.
It was a good match.
Mm-hmm. And then after, more surprisingly, some music hit, and someone snuck up behind Moose. It was Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, and then attacked him, hit him with a zigzag, and then went out to the crowd and celebrated.
Dolph Ziggler has a move called the zigzag.
Yes.
That hurts me. That hurts me on so many levels.
You're right, but that was the formally name of the move.
I will need this to be vodka right now.
So that was the WWE name for that move. I think he will change it definitely.
He freaking better, man, because no.
Zigzag.
Yeah.
Definitely potheads. So I'm excited for that because we got Nick already showing up in New Japan. Him now showing up in TNA. It looks like he's doing the Matt Cardona way, which is just show up everywhere, take matches, make impact, and make that money. So I'm happy for him because he's been dormant in WWE for a bit. Then that second match, Decay are the new TNA Knockouts tag champions. Sorry. Oh, I'm losing my voice a little bit here. I might have you take over if it gets bad. Which was a pretty decent match. I'm not gonna say it was bad or good. It was decent. It was an okay match. What is it? Oh, Crazy Steve. Yeah, in the pre-show won the digital media title from Tommy Dreamer.
And that was my favorite freaking belt, man. It was the gold on the silver on with the red text. Don't get me wrong, the new TNA belts, they all looked pretty nice, but I just liked the simplicity and the gold. I mean, what would you call it? It's silver inlay or whatever. It was just a lot of pretty metalworking.
It was shiny.
It was shiny. I like that it was shiny. If they changed out the red TNA with purple, I probably would have bought 3 of each.
I'm gonna show you some belts later that you might end up buying. Regardless, Crazy Steve, I think this is his first individual title in TNA. Good for him. He is definitely crazy. Also, Giselle Shawn won the Ultimate X match that we saw. That one was wild as they were moving all over the place. She won the #1 contenders for the TNA Knockouts champion in a future date. Hopefully it's not like Money in the Bank when you could just cash it in whenever you want.
The only thing I get from Crazy Steve is the Drake and Josh Crazy Steve. Man, it must suck to have somebody that is more popular than you in a TV show that ended 5 years ago. Or no, Jesus Christ, 10 years ago.
Click images.
Images.
That's it.
Yeah.
But regardless, Now, Chris Sabin retains his X Division TNA title. He has reigned, I think, for a number of months now.
Crazy Steve is spelled with two Z's. That's why it's
That's
pulling
why.
up Drake and Josh.
Yeah, that's why. Um, but Chris Sabin also defended his title against two other opponents, Vikingo and, oh my God, I can't remember his name right now. He was in WWE and New Japan. Well, regardless, he won. And continues his reign of dominance as the X Division title champion.
You're saying Chris Sabin's name?
Yeah, Chris Sabin. And then ABC retains the TNA World Tag titles. Yep, that's him.
Joshua Harder?
That's his actual name. So be careful on saying those.
Yeah.
So ABC Bullet Club retained their tag titles. It was a 4-way match, which was pretty good. It was interesting. I'm not a big fan of those 4-way matches for sure, specifically, because it's only 2 individuals could be in the same time.
Yeah.
In the ring, and the other teams have to kind of tag in and surprise tag and all that. I'm just not a big fan. I'm more of the tornado tag. It's just a lot of chaos, a lot of moving parts. Let's go.
Yeah, I like that a lot more. Don't get me wrong, it makes it harder to see what's happening, just like in like the rumbles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can have up to, I mean, the most I've seen is like 12 people in an arena at one time. I think probably. And it just gets too hectic. There's just so much happening, and especially with cameras panning and stuff like that, you miss out so much. If you're not there at the live show, even if you are at the live show, you only can look at so much. And it just goes crazy. Switching back over, second or third quarter has finally started over. Elite Eagles have the ball.
Yeah, they got the ball in the second.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you have it.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, it's just to me, I like the chaos a little better, especially with more teams. If it's 2 or 3 teams, that's fine with that tag rules they have.
Yeah,
I'm just not a big fan. There's too many people just standing around doing nothing, in my opinion. But yeah, that was the TNA not hard to kill pay-per-view. There was a few other matches that I didn't mention that I kind of just I don't think they had a big deal to do with the whole show. I give it a thumbs up, just 1 thumbs up, not middle finger, nothing. It was a good, solid show.
I agree.
1 thumbs up. Especially to bring it back into the TNA area now from Impact into TNA.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
The hottest thing about all the matches were the new titles.
Well, I don't know. There were some.
But no, there were some hot people in it.
Definitely. Excuse me. There was some rumors actually about this that supposedly WWE and TNA were gonna be in a partnership. But what came out of this was TNA and AAA in a partnership again. They have been in the past, and they brought out Vikingo. They brought out Aerial Star. I can't remember his name exactly, but they brought a few Mexican wrestlers out, Latinos, and they did a great job. There was a lot of high flying. Interesting to see what the future holds. I kind of still think WWE might buy him out sooner than later.
Yeah,
but we'll see. Speaking of WWE, we got 2 returns. One that I know you're excited about.
Finally.
Yes. Want to take it?
Yeah, we have Sheamus and Xavier Woods, and they're finally back, man, or soon to be back. And we talked about it a little bit ago.
Yes.
And I'll be excited to see Sheamus, especially since the last time that we really saw him.
Wow. The Tampa Bay area took it. I don't know if they threw an interception.
Yeah, I saw it. It looked like it was a kick from how
the Eagles. Are you kidding me? That bad? All right, go ahead. Continue with your thought.
So, from Sheamus, WrestleMania 39 was where we saw Sheamus, and he was there for just the first match. He popped up in maybe 4 other shows.
Yeah,
he never even made it to SummerSlam.
No, I think He was there for that the triple threat with Drew McIntyre and
Yeah,
Gunther.
for 39.
Yep.
And then
he had a few matches and then a match with Drew, and I think he got injured soon after that or in that match.
gotcha.
So he's been out since then. And hearing this news, that brings me to the point where I kind of think they're going to be surprise entrants into the Royal Rumble, which I don't doubt it. With Sheamus being a former world champion, a King of the Ring champion, and Xavier also being a King of the Ring winner. Xavier Woods also has a YouTube channel, Up, Down, Down. He plays a lot of video games. That's it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. No, I know this guy. It looks like one of the FedEx drivers for Sportsman's.
Jesus Christ, you're not wrong.
Yeah, right?
A little bit.
It's there.
A little bit.
I haven't seen him in a little bit. I'm a little sad.
But Xavier has a big name, big popularity, part of the New Day. So he is... I think both of them will be surprises on the Royal Rumble for sure. Other news, Ricky Starks and Big Bill retained their AEW Tag titles in a street fight versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara this weekend.
Nice. I can see it being pretty good, but I feel like it almost didn't go as well as it could have.
I mean, they did have some good spots, and they did have that. They did have a big spot where Sammy Guevara went up to the rafters and kind of fell, or no, jumped and missed on the jump. I think I sent you the video. I'm not sure. I'll look it up.
Now the Eagles have it again.
Oh, all of them are going out real quick. Just 3 and outs, 4 and out, 5, whatever it is. But yeah, it was an okay match. I'm not gonna say it was anything special besides that spot at the end where Guevara missed. But yeah, it seems like they're pushing Ricky Starks and Big Bill to be tag champions for a while. Also this weekend, in the New Japan show in the Battle of the Valley, I think, Jack Perry appeared in that show. It was so they were so unready for it, at least the people around that didn't know, that they thought it was just a fan trying to jump in. They were trying to stop it for a second. As he was beating up on, I don't remember who he was beating up, but he was beating up on somebody.
If I'm remembering who Jack Perry is, then I can
Jungle
see that.
Boy.
I knew it was Jungle Boy, but like trying to visualize what he looks like.
Gotcha.
He definitely looks like your average Joe, 18-year-old fanboy.
Yeah, no shit. But anyways, he definitely was being confused till he took off his mask. And that was also my boy that worked at the Wrestle Kingdom I told you about.
Hey.
He's like, oh, my bad, I didn't know it was you. Jack Perry goes in, brings out an AEW contract, and rips it there live.
Oh.
So it seems like there's bad blood between Jack Perry and AEW, or it's a shoot. It's part of the game.
Yeah, it seems like, I don't know. That's pretty...
it's pretty interesting. But also, Tony Khan likes that stuff, the owner of AEW.
Yeah.
He likes to mix...
Drama shit, man.
Reality,
drama shit.
Exactly. Reality with the show. Also, unfortunately, this is bad news. NXT star Cora Jade got injured in a house show versus NXT Women's Champion Lara Valkyrie. She apparently has an ACL injury.
Oh.
Will be out for quite a while, and that sucks because this is her second injury in just the same amount of years, which is bad news. Usually, when that happens, it doesn't look good for her. But she is a beautiful young woman. I know she'll get more opportunities regardless of the injury. Just hope for a speedy recovery. 1st and 10, the Eagles got it in their side of the field. Man, this game is kind of hitting a big lull. But other than that, that's our wrestling news. We got a little bit of entertainment news here. First off, I will jump on this one because I read it. Netflix is soon to release or premiere the Vince McMahon documentary they've been working on. I'm excited about this because I don't know how much you know about him besides him being the owner of WWE and the billionaire.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of him. I've seen him hanging out with Joe Rogan. Other than that, if you were to say Vince McMahon in a casual conversation, I'd be like, fucking who? Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm excited about this as there's a lot that one that not a lot of people know about. For instance, he was a trailer park boy.
Oh, yeah?
There you go. It's one fact you didn't know. Moving on. But yeah, I'm excited for that. They have not decided a date for it, but regardless, this is very big news. And you had a few entertainment news, right?
Yeah, so I have another thing that doesn't have any release date, and it's actually several different things. The company CD Projekt Red has a lot of plans for their future games, or not necessarily their future games. It seems like they might be DLCs or potentially possible standalone titles. Definitely for the Cyberpunk 2077 universe, it looks like they're going to have maybe 3 DLCs. It's all to be determined dates. There's nothing in particular. And then The Witcher is also getting what looks like 3 to 4 new DLCs slash DLCs slash new titles or something like that. Everything is to be determined. Nothing is official other than I don't necessarily know where they were leaked at, but it maybe it was one of the gaming events. I know that like
Yeah.
G1 or G3.
Yes.
G3 was just it's around this time.
Okay.
And also you have a lot of Q1 projections and stuff like that just came out.
True.
Like Assassin's Creed. I didn't write down all the titles about the Assassin's Creed. Everything's to be determined.
Mhm.
I know that you were excited about one of them, and it was Codename Red.
Yes. Well, I was excited about two, but Code Name Red was the first one.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a code name. That's not the title release name just yet.
Yeah.
Probably still workshopping the title.
Yeah. But I was excited about that because you could play what it looks like is you could play a ninja, and it is placed in Japan during I think the Edo period.
Uh, there was definitely some text at the bottom of it. I didn't read into what that text said, but I was hoping that it was during the Shogun period and like there being
Around that time. Yeah.
Yeah. Pre-firearms.
Yes.
So we're talking 1700s, I think. Anything before like 1800s, I would be happy with.
Definitely. It looks very interesting, and I would like to see how they incorporate the Japanese art style into the game because they have beautiful, beautiful art style. I love it.
I hope that it's honestly just like not necessarily a complete takeaway of Ghost of Tsushima, but of that art style. I think that'd be very pretty. I think it would be awesome for Assassin's Creed to step out of their comfort zone. Man, I should have wrote down a lot more information on this because this is actually decent to talk about.
Yeah, but regardless, there's like you said, there's still workshopping the name.
It's all to be announced still.
Exactly. And then the second one that I was excited about was what was it? The Jade.
Yes.
The Jade one.
That one I definitely read, and that is 215 BC.
Yes, and it's I'm interested because as soon as you said it, I knew it was about China.
Yeah.
And or probably around that similar time than Japan, and I don't know what kind of character you'll be able to play on this one because I know it ain't gonna be a ninja, but it's still anything in that area.
Feudal Japan, so definitely like
around that.
Yeah, kingdom or something.
It's probably before the Shogun. It's before the Shogun era.
Assassin's Creed Red. I'm just speed reading.
No, you're good.
It doesn't. Apparently, it's been in lead development since 2015.
Okay.
Well,
I'm excited for that one for sure. And the ball, geez, they kicked it back to Tampa Bay. They cannot get anything going either team.
Dude, Philadelphia had it right freaking there. They could have just punted it, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're just punting away the ball, but.
All right. It all it says is feudalist Japan.
Probably before the Shogun era.
Let's see here.
But yeah, the Jade is another one. Like I said, the Chinese and Japanese.
1185 AD to 1603 AD. So there's a good 400.
500 years of that. 400.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez, a long ass time ago. But yeah, that
So
sounds.
Emperor Imperial Court. So
Gotcha.
before Shoguns
Shogun, way before Shogun.
or after Shoguns. Something. I don't know a lot about Japanese
No,
culture, and I don't want to sound ignorant.
no, it's before Shoguns. The Shoguns were after that as they started going into like tribal stuff,
Okay.
and then they were infighting and then taking over territories. There's a documentary. Speaking of entertainment,
Called Samurai or something like.
yes,
Yeah. I
yes,
started.
Age of the Samurai.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Funnily enough, I actually did start that on Netflix, and it was pretty good. I really enjoyed watching it. I watched like one, maybe two episodes. All I see is this guy committing kirikiri, and that is like the only thing I remember. And that's when they did actually start to like bring in the rifles and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it was definitely much after.
Ages, dude, I know what I'm gonna go home and watch.
Yeah, that one's good. If you also like documentaries like that, I think it's the same company that made the Pirate Age, also on Netflix. That I think
Pirate Age. I think
Pirate
you
Kingdom.
should.
Pirate Kingdom.
Okay, I think you should watch Black Sails.
I have been watching. I haven't finished it.
Okay.
So, yeah, we like similar stuff. And then you were continuing.
Yes. So following up on all the CD Projekt Red, Assassin's Creed stuff, Assassin's Creed, that's all to be announced. The next game seems to be like Infinity or Infinite. I don't specifically remember the name. But the next show that I'm really excited about is 103 Mercy's Dragon Damnation. It seems like the Netflix title for it is Monster, and then 103 Mercy.
Yeah. We just saw the trailer for that today actually, and it looks. As soon as you kind of mentioned it was a swordsman, I kind of figure out who it is. I'm not gonna mention it here, because we are planning to do a review here about the actual trailer.
We will be doing a direct review of the show.
Exactly.
Or of the trailer specifically.
And
then depending on how it releases, which Netflix is pretty popular for just dropping the whole season.
Yep.
I don't think that I've watched any show on Netflix that was episode by episode basis.
No, because even the One Piece live action, they dropped a chunk and then another chunk after.
Yeah, they drop it in the series style, or the arc at a time.
Yeah, but I'm excited for it as like I said, as soon as you mentioned who was the character, I mean, you didn't really mention, you gave me a hint.
Yeah,
I figured it out, so I'm excited for it. This is a One Piece.
Yes, it's a prequel.
A prequel. So we're gonna keep you posted on that. I'm excited. What do you think about this, man?
January 21st cannot come any faster.
Right.
So 6 days away from date of recording.
Definitely. So here next week we'll probably have or the week after, a review of some of the episodes, not all of them. But before we move on, before we finish,
Sunday, dude.
Sunday. That's fine with me if you want to come over and we'll watch it. But before we move on, we are doing something we missed last Friday. As our cameras were coming down, our lights were coming down. Me being frustrated with that situation, we kind of rushed through the end of the episode, specifically our top 6 wrestlers of the week and wrestling worst moments of the week. So we're gonna do this now. So let's begin here. But before we do that, Tampa Bay is driving into Eagles territory, and it looks like they might score here soon. So usually we do our top 6 wrestlers of the week. This week we're doing a little different. We are gonna mention a little bit of our top wrestlers of the year that we have a video on, and then our top few wrestlers. We'll leave a question mark on there so you can go watch the video. Okay, so let's start off with you. What were your 6, 5, and 4?
So for my number 6, I had MJF, and everything of why we chose these people are in that previous video. I think, what did I freaking...
Best of Pro Wrestling of 2023.
Joker's recap best of 23 Pro Wrestling.
2023, yeah.
Yeah. We go into everything of why we chose these people.
Mm-hmm.
My number 6 is MJF. For my number 5, I got Rhea Ripley for Rhea Ripley reasons.
Mommy.
And my number 4 is Asuka.
Yeah. So, unlike you, I have a little bit different. My number 6 is my favorite wrestler of currently is Kenny Omega, but we say the reasons why we chose who we chose in the other video, like we mentioned. Just a quick simple is I did not want to be biased on this. That was one of the reasons
why he's not up higher.
Exactly. At my number 5, I have Cody Rhodes. Many reasons for that one. And then number 4, I have Will Ospreay, just the aerial assassin. And then drop your 3 names. We won't say any order.
All right. I'll go. So for in my top 3 in no specific order, I have Gunther, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso.
Nice. Good list. Good list. At my top 3, like you said, no specific order, I have Daniel Bryan, MJF, and Gunther as well, like he has. It's just we review the whole year. We have other stuff that happens in that video, so go check out the best of pro wrestling of 2023.
Figure out what the top 3 are. Let us know down in the comments if you agree with our top 3.
Agreed. And then also in that is our best tag teams of the year, our most improved wrestlers of the year, our match of the year, and the worst moments of the year. So it's a pretty long video, but it'll get you a list of what we both thought individually on that. Now to finish off, we're going to do the worst moments of the week. We also have some storyline predictions we could throw in there. If you have any. Before, think about it while I go over. Because I don't know if you had any worst moments.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'll cook for a second.
Okay. While you do that, I'll go into the worst moments of the week. I will add one more. Let's start off with what just happened this weekend with NXT star Cora Jade being injured. It's not a bad moment, but it's just bad. It's a bad situation.
It's a sucky moment.
Yes, exactly. It's something that shouldn't have happened, but unfortunately in this business, it happens. We just wish her the best and a speedy recovery. Also, Oba Fami wins the NXT North American title after Dragon Lee retains it versus somebody else.
Man, you told me about this, and I was just like, you're pissed off because he's a nobody.
Yes, and I get it. They want to push Oba, and it's not fair for him either for me to, like, forgive him this, but it's kind of a bad situation where I don't think he deserved to win that title. It was a long reign with Dominic. As much as we dislike what he does, he definitely brought a little more notoriety to that title. And then Dragon Lee is an amazing luchador that could have brought it even higher. But then you put it to this freaking guy that nobody knows, or at least that I don't know. I haven't been aware of him at all. So to me, it was undeserved. Maybe they're going for the shock value of some unknown winning, kind of like Santino did.
Yeah, and they also could use it to just rocket the guy into outer space.
Yeah.
And, I mean, sometimes the best kind of push is the biggest push. Right off a freaking cliff.
Yeah, I don't know. I was not a big fan of this move, especially after Dragon Lee had already retained it. Gee, she looks good. Yeah. And then also, the bad situation of Carmelo Hayes and Austin Theory. Like I said, it was a botch. Stuff happens, and unfortunately, they got injured. I'm glad to hear that they're not as bad off as they first thought.
Yeah.
But it was still not a pretty situation. There were a few other bad moments, but I do not remember them all. So we'll we'll keep those till next time. Um, but now our last one of the day, we'll go into our pro wrestling predictions. Do you have any as you've been searching through?
No, the most that I would have for my, and it's not even really a prediction, but I just hope that Sheamus comes back with a hellfire and a big old fucking I'm gonna kick your ass. Because I came into WWE, especially this year or last year now, I guess, with one of my most favorite people being like Sheamus, Drew Mac,
Mm-hmm.
and Gunter. That triple threat was awesome, and it was like kind of the best match that I could watch. So I'm just hoping that freaking Tampa Bay got 2 points, huh?
No, yeah, they safety. They sacked Jalen Hurts in the end zone and got a safety.
Huh. Um,
Huh.
I just hope that Sheamus is pushed and does something because I came back into this, he wasn't doing much, and then he got injured. Which you can't stop the injuries. Injuries happen whether you like it or not. But it was pretty sad.
Yeah, I mean, um, with him, is sometimes it seems with some wrestlers that they push him and they get injured, and they push him and they get injured. So it's kind of up and down on all that. Um, but I'm also excited to see Sheamus return, and I think like with Xavier Woods, they will be both returning in the Royal Rumble. Um, Jesus, I'm trying to find. There was another rumors on Give me a second. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, we expect a lot of returns to happen here in the Royal Rumble, with Sheamus probably one, um, Xavier Woods, X Pac was also rumored to be one of them, which I'm kind of okay with. You
Uh-huh.
usually those legends that come by don't do much, especially if it's just a one-time thing. Also, uh, just dethroned TNA Knockouts champion Naomi. Um, is rumored to be out of her contract in TNA and supposedly returning at the Royal Rumble, which I do see that a possibility. There's also a lot of New Japan Pro wrestlers that have been recently their contract has ended or released, and some also AEW stars that could possibly be signing to WWE and immediately thrown into the Royal Rumble.
Oh, and we talked about like Okada potentially coming to AEW.
Yes,
That's exciting.
yes, that's exciting. The only problem I see with that too, though, is nothing has been said about an official contract being signed anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
even though his contract is almost up with New Japan.
Just talks and
Mm-hmm.
all that, but
Well, the thing with that is there's also a possibility he could come into WWE.
yeah.
Because he
And
is,
I mean Samoa Joe is talking about it the most. So
yeah.
I feel like Samoa's got some pretty nice weight to him about all of that.
Yeah, but like I said, nothing is final till it's signed.
Yeah.
So, can there still possibility for Okada to show up in the Rumble? Obviously, yes.
It'd be a
Um,
great spot for him.
yeah, it would. I think he is. Will they use him correctly though? No, I think they will.
No, he could go through and destroy ranks, man.
Yeah, definitely. He'll definitely have his fun. Um, Other than that, we do have Roman Reigns versus AJ Styles versus Randy Orton versus LA Knight in a fatal four-way for the WWE Universal World Title. What do you think there? Do you have any predictions on that?
Well, I would be pretty upset, and I feel like a majority of people would also still be upset if Roman Reigns takes it away again. He has held it for a very, very long time. Tampa Bay just scored.
Touchdown?
Yep.
Jesus.
Um, Now I feel like they would push Roman Reigns keeping it just for like the no one's taking this from me anytime soon, just for him to lose it very soon after. But I don't know. It's difficult. We talked about how Randy Orton isn't ready for it yet, but it makes sense for him to take it. And he could definitely, Randy Orton can definitely hold and retain the title.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he will be. He will win it right now. I think it's still too soon, like you said.
Yeah, it's very soon, especially for Randy Orton coming back. And it wouldn't make sense for a guy, especially, he's been back what? This is his fourth month back?
Uh, I think third, but don't quote me on that. I may
I'm
be
pretty
off.
sure it's like the third. I feel like we've been seeing Randy pop up for it's around the same time Edge went over.
To AEW, yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Um, yeah, but I don't think. Uh, like I said, like you said, actually, Roman Reigns has hold it for way too long. And I don't see Randy Orton taking it right now, and I don't see AJ doing it. But I also don't see them losing to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, unfortunately, LA Knight's gonna eat the pen again. He's the one that's gonna take the loss. Uh, and then for WrestleMania, well, there's still the Elimination Chamber before then, and then WrestleMania, or maybe one more pay per view. But The Rock is still very possible for WrestleMania, which if they do decide to pull the trigger and go with that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where else you put him but WrestleMania, the biggest stage of them all, the granddaddy of them all.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I
See if I see a few things here because if The Rock challenges for head of the table,
mhm.
he would also essentially be challenging for Universal World Champ.
Which I don't think they need.
Yeah, I don't think that The Rock needs to hold on to it. I don't think that he would be there enough.
I mean, it's not like Roman is there every freaking day.
No, Roman's definitely not there, but I would assume as much as Roman within his first 100 to 300 days,
Hmm.
he was defending his title pretty heavily.
Yes.
And now that I mean, unless The Rock's movie career is dead in the water and he's not doing anything else
No.
for a long freaking time,
No.
I don't see him being way back in WWE.
Yeah, me neither. Ooh, just got an idea. So, this is just me.
Yeah,
A little prediction, maybe, hopefully.
hit me with it.
Okay. They really don't need the Universal title in there for either The Rock or Roman to win anymore in WrestleMania, if that happens.
Yeah.
Let's say Roman wins at a Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
In the next pay-per-view, he loses to Randy Orton.
That would make sense.
Then, the winner of the Royal Rumble, which now I'm changing my pick just for this. Hopefully I'm fucking right. But the winner of the Royal Rumble will challenge Randy Orton for the Universal title. And there's none other than his protege, Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes will be a back-to-back Royal Rumble
I got
winner.
chills from that, man.
I know, it's so good. That's why I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then CM Punk challenges Seth Rollins with that heat they have with each other at WrestleMania.
Yeah, no, words.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can see them making it angry where Roman Reigns retains. And then immediately, or like, oh yeah, big old talk. Roman Reigns being Roman Reigns. You guys think that you're good enough to come and take this from me? Lights a fire under Randy's ass, and Randy takes it. I could see that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be Randy that takes it, but Randy makes the most sense. If not AJ Styles.
The thing with AJ, I think he's gonna. So this is another prediction, and I see why you say that. I think they're pushing AJ to break away from the club, which is Luke Gallows and Machine Gun Kelly. No, not Kelly. Machine Gun Brian Anderson. and I forget her name, this other chick. But it looks like his character's taking a different direction than they are. So I think they will be breaking up, and that might be a little feud there they get to WrestleMania. Or him with LA Knight at WrestleMania, which would be interesting. They scored again, didn't they?
No, just Philadelphia finally got possession of the ball and it's ended the third.
They're gonna lose. Fucking Philly.
Damn it, Philly.
Yep.
I had high hopes for you. I mean, they could come back.
Mm-mm.
That's 2 touchdowns.
14 points. Yeah, no, 16 points.
Two
No,
touchdowns and a kick.
yeah, they could definitely come back.
That's doable.
Yeah. But like I said, uh, I don't I just don't think Roman needs the title any longer. Um, they need someone to come in every week and either wrestle with it, perform with it, and and defend it.
And bare minimum is what we just said. You know, probably the first 100 to 300 days, it's gonna get tossed around. And if it was to get moved, not that I want whoever gets it next to lose it immediately,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want another 1,000-day reign.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any titles should be held that long. It just makes it stagnant. Roman Reigns doesn't wrestle.
It makes it more stagnant specifically because of that second point you made.
Yeah, he's not wrestling. And yeah, it needs to be on somebody that has the potential to lose it. And you know, first 100 to 300 days, even if it does get transferred around a lot or is defended for that long,
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but after like a 300-day period, after a year of holding on to this title, it's just like, oh no, and it'll just be related to here's the next Roman Reigns,
Yeah,
and that's what it will be thrown on to.
definitely. On other news, we do have it's a news plus a little bit of prediction. Uh, oh my god, I forgot his name for right now for a second. Hold on, Butch. Currently Butch, who is in a stable with Sheamus, the Brawling Brutes. He is rumored to supposedly be switching his name back to Pete Dunne.
Okay.
Officially in WWE, which will have him change a character. Which for me, nothing makes more sense than to have him and Sheamus feud into WrestleMania, one, or two, him and I want to see a match with him and Ilya Dragunov, the
Yeah.
NXT
You
champion.
almost said Dragon League twice.
Dragon League. I'm still pissed off on that. But anyway, with Ilya for the NXT World Title, I would like to see that at WrestleMania, just to put a little spotlight on NXT. I know they have their own show a few nights before the night before, but if they book it right, they could use Ilyas in both nights.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that. Cause Pete Dunne is a hard hitter, and so is Dragunov. So, but definitely excited for what's coming up. Do you have anything else you want to say before we sign off?
While on the to be determined slate, there's potentially a reboot of Battlestar Galactica that I'm excited for.
Ooh, that's right. You did mention it.
Other than that, that's all I have.
Gotcha.
There's not even a pilot announced yet. The most that I saw was the reporter saying we'll probably see it in 2025.
Gotcha. Still at least a year away.
Yeah, I mean, it makes most sense for advertisements and marketing to be like 8 months out, at the maximum.
Yeah. Well, regardless, remember to take everything we say as a grain of salt. We're at two doofuses, two jokers, who just love to talk about sports, wrestling, and entertainment. Stuff we love. Nerd stuff, all that kind of junk. I mean, you see the back wall.
Yeah.
If you don't like what we gotta say, if you don't like our style, anything, if you see you have something that we could improve on, let us know. But if this is not for you, move along. We don't need you to come try to cancel us or any of that. I don't care. We don't care really. But also,
In some cases, we'll just double down.
yeah, we will. We're known for that. Also, remember to be grateful for all the things you have and all the problems you don't have. There's a lot of crap out there in the world. Be happy that you're in a better spot than most. But other than that, I've been Lobo.
I've been Jax.
And this was Joker's Wild Side Corner. See ya.
See ya.